The Fred Meyer Challenge, Sunday at 8 on Coin TV.
The Sheikh answers charges that he's behind the New York bombing plots. His followers make new threats against the U.S.
A team of elite U.S. forces lands in Mogadishu on a high-risk mission to hunt down a fugitive Somali warlord.
An eye on America. Tonight, mothers out to make sure their kids don't become orphans.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Federal officials say they now know the plan was nothing less than a war of urban terror against the United States. Today, the alleged mastermind was brought into court here in New York City to face criminal charges. And even as he was pleading not guilty, his followers were threatening new attacks against U.S. targets. Correspondent Giselle Fernandez has our report.
Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman was flown into Manhattan under tight security to face accusations of waging terrorist warfare against the United States. Outside the federal courthouse, protesters chanted for and against the Sheikh as an army of police stood guard. Inside the courtroom, the Sheikh and his alleged gang of 14 disciples were saluted by family and followers with tears and blessings before pleading innocent. The cleric sat quietly as he was accused of masterminding the World Trade Center bombing and issuing orders to blow up buildings and tunnels in New York City. He was also accused of plotting the assassination of Egypt's president. The Sheikh's attorney says Rahman's opposition to the Egyptian government is the real reason he was arrested.
He was indicted as a result of the Egyptian government's refusal to take him back to Egypt and the quarreling that has been going on between the U.S. government and the Egyptian government.
This is not a political indictment. This is an indictment of somebody who has tried to wreak havoc in the United States while trying to use our laws to stay here.
In Egypt, where the Sheikh is wanted for inspiring violent uprisings, followers vowed to retaliate against the United States if their spiritual leader is harmed. Today, the Sheikh's 14-year-old son said his father is innocent and called him a brave and honest man. The arrest of the Sheikh and his alleged co-conspirators may signal the end of what prosecutors call one of the most dangerous terrorist groups to infiltrate the nation. But experts in international terrorism say the charges will only fuel already tense anti-West sentiments in the Muslim world and warn U.S. law enforcement to be more vigilant than ever. Giselle Fernandez, CBS News, New York.
A force of elite U.S. Army troops began arriving in Somalia today. Their commander said he had no idea what their mission would be. But CBS News has learned it's a high-risk mission aimed at one man. National security correspondent David Martin reports.
The first of 400 Army Rangers arrived in Mogadishu today, secretly bringing with them members of the Delta counter-terrorist team, who were there for one reason only, to capture renegade warlord Mohammed Adid. The Defense Department had originally insisted Adid was not a target, but today came closer to telling the real story.
We're prepared to deal with any individual or group that is an obstacle to improving the security situation. That's as much as I can say about it.
Chances of capturing Adid are only as good as the intelligence on his whereabouts. And in Somalia, good intelligence is hard to come by. For the past several days, the U.S. has been following a tramp steamer believed to be carrying weapons to Adid, threatening to intercept the ship if it did not put into port for inspection. The ship is now in Djibouti with a U.S. warship offshore, but so far, local officials have found only sugar on board.
Clinton administration officials know that once Congress returns from its summer recess, there will be a growing number of questions about what the U.S. is doing in Somalia. Tomorrow, Defense Secretary Aspen is scheduled to give a speech explaining why Somalia is not a quagmire, but a speech is not going to be a substitute for capturing Adid. Dan?
David Martin live at the Pentagon, thanks. In Bosnia, the first relief shipments in 2 months have begun reaching 55,000 Muslims under siege in the city of Mostar. U.S. Air Force cargo planes dropped 30 tons of food in their second airdrop over Mostar, and on the ground, a UN relief convoy finally made its way to the Muslim sector, which has been under attack by Croat forces. Most UN peacekeepers and humanitarian workers are doing dangerous and sometimes heroic work in Bosnia, but there are charges tonight that some few of them may also be exploiting the misery of war for their own profit. And as correspondent Alan Pizzi reports, a team of military police has been called in to investigate.
Night at a French UN compound. UN rations apparently headed for the black market, the wages of war earned from the desperate. The French stand accused, along with Ukrainian UN troops, of making huge sums of money on the Sarajevo black market. By day they keep guard. By night it looks like open house. Teenagers are used as go-betweens for illicit deals. There are reports of widespread prostitution in the barracks and even in UN vehicles. It's a mark of how desperate people have become in a place where just getting the basics of life can be deadly. There's plenty of useless junk on sale, plumbing supplies in a place that has had no water for a year. But things people really need cost real money. French combat rations go for $20. If you've got dollars, anything can be had on the black market. This self-confessed black marketeer has French wine, tinned peas, and Ukrainian milk. I sold my car for coffee at the Ukrainian barracks, she says. They buy anything. Everything is exchanged for food. The back of the Ukrainian UN barracks is a very peculiar place. Police say this is a black market outlet where cigarettes are sold at 400% profit. 13 Ukrainian soldiers have already been sent home for black marketeering. The UN is embarrassed by the corruption allegations.
Every honest soldier abhors black marketeering, no matter who it is by.
French UN troops who are supposed to stop people making desperate dashes out of Sarajevo reportedly sell safe passage in their armored vehicles. Vesna Misirlich was pregnant when she and her husband tried to escape across the airport. Both were wounded. She has since died. If I'd had 100 or 200 Deutschmarks, we could have gotten a ride in an armored vehicle, her husband says. The UN troops have helped keep the people of Sarajevo alive, but for some of those troops, it seems, the quality of that life has a lot to do with how much you can pay. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, London.
Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, Michael Jackson. The investigation widens, the questions mount.
And the people who saved truck driver Reginald Denny, their stories of that nightmarish day in Los Angeles.
Relieve teething pain fast with alcohol-free Baby Anbesol. It works on contact. No matter how big your problem is. Baby Anbesol, now in new grape flavor, too.
I used pressure-treated lumber, and I still have $800 in water damage. How come?
Even treated wood needs Thompson's Water Seal waterproofer. Without Thompson's, you're wide open for water damage. Thompson's. Don't wait until it's too late.
A woman is different than a man. Her system is 3 times as likely to become irregular, and harsh laxatives can upset her. Correctol is the gentle laxative made especially for women. Its special formula combines a mild laxative with a softener, so it works gently, predictably, overnight.
No wonder more women trust their systems to it.
Correctol, the woman's gentle laxative. You can trust it. Now also in new easy-to-swallow caplets.
The FBI is investigating possible criminal conduct by one of this country's biggest operators of psychiatric hospitals. Agents today raided the headquarters of National Medical Enterprises in Santa Monica, California. NME is accused of filing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of phony insurance claims and abusing patients.
A jury in Los Angeles has been hearing a horror story in the trial of the men accused of beating trucker Reginald Denny during the riots last year. Today, the jury heard a heroic story about the people who, at risk to themselves, came to his rescue. Correspondent Bill Whitaker is covering the trial.
They've been called the Good Samaritans, African Americans from South Central Los Angeles who rushed to aid the beaten Reginald Denny. Lee Ewell was watching on TV with her brother at home.
And he said to me, "We are Christians. We need to go help him." And I said, "You're right."
She raced to the intersection of Florence and Normandy, where she found Denny, bloody, battered, and slumped in his truck.
I told him I was there to help him. He told me he was having trouble seeing. He said, "I can't see. I don't know what happened." And I told him that I would guide him.
Truck driver Bobby Green was watching at home, too.
I feel like I got hit myself.
Why is that?
I'm a truck driver, and he's a truck driver, so we feel almost about the same thing.
Green sped to the intersection, too, and jumped on Denny's truck.
I had to beg him like 3 or 4 times, let me get inside the truck at first.
And I'm saying to Reginald, let him drive the truck.
Green got behind the wheel.
Reggie was asking me why these people beat him up. I said, I don't know. And after that, he told me thank you for saving his life.
Good Samaritan Titus Murphy climbed on board to be an extra set of eyes. Terry Barnett pulled in front in her Honda to run interference as they raced to the hospital at speeds topping 55 miles an hour. Doctors say they got Denny there just in time. None of them could identify Denny's attackers. The defense says parading black Good Samaritans is a prosecution attempt to deflect criticism that the heavy charges against the defendants are racially motivated.
The bottom line is it's black and white. And when you face the justice system and you're black, you've got a real heavy burden to overcome.
The Good Samaritans say race was not a factor when they rushed to help Reginald Denny. They say they only did what they had to do. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles police are still refusing to comment on their criminal investigation of pop star Michael Jackson. Meanwhile, for the second straight night, Jackson canceled a scheduled concert in Bangkok. Correspondent Sandra Hughes has the latest.
He hasn't performed since Tuesday night in Bangkok. Superstar Michael Jackson says it's his health keeping him off the stage. But some fans who listened to this taped message had feared the widening child abuse investigation against him was the reason he didn't perform.
I am really sick. I have been instructed by my doctor not to perform before Friday, August 27, 1993.
The accusations stem from a police investigation into claims by a 13-year-old boy that he and Jackson had a sexual relationship. CBS News has had access to the Children's Services report on the boy, which states, while lying next to each other in bed, Mr. Jackson put his hand under the child's shorts.
Our information from the files indicates other extremely graphic accusations of sexual acts involving Michael Jackson and the child. In at least one instance, Jackson allegedly told the boy he had done similar things with another child and threatened the boy would be sent away if he ever told anyone.
Child sexual abuse expert Dr. Michael Durfee says the statements are consistent with those of an abused child, but need further investigation.
Assuming these statements are accurate, you got a 13-year-old who's either been hurt or has got someone saying, tell people you got hurt. Either way, this child's in trouble.
The report also states that the boy and his father met with Mr. Jackson and confronted him with the allegations in an effort to make a settlement and avoid a court hearing. All along, Jackson's investigator has said the allegations are the result of a failed extortion attempt. Still, no charges have been filed, and Jackson denies the allegations. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, back to school for some students who learned some hard lessons on their summer vacations.
Imagine a wonder drug that could help reduce minor arthritis pain so the Panthers wouldn't lose their star shortstop. One that could relieve headaches so more boys could come out to play. A drug that studies show reduces the risk of second heart attacks. Imagine a drug that holds answers to all these ailments so families could gather for years to come. A wonder drug? Yes, it's genuine Bayer aspirin. The wonder drug that works wonders.
If you have questions about hearing loss, discover the answers in this booklet, Straight Talk About Hearing Loss. The booklet is yours free by calling now. It answers many of your questions, including, what is nerve deafness? How can I find out if a hearing instrument can help me? And how can I help a loved one realize that they may have a hearing loss? You'll find the answers to these plus much more when you call 1-800-435-8400. That's 1-800-435-8400.
It's Red Lobster's Lobster Fest.
Grab the gang and head on down to a swinging lobster party at the top of the town. Hey, tell how you dip 'em.
Red Lobster.
How you love 'em. You don't need brass bands. Oh, you have fun just using your hands.
New combinations like you've never had before, all at special prices.
Lobster's just the best at Red Lobster's Lobster Fest.
The party's over in a few weeks,
so don't miss it. Red Lobster's Lobster Fest.
Teaching your baby before he or she is born. And what's David Letterman's secret weapon? Did somebody say oysters?
Tomorrow on CBS This Morning.
As Floridians mark the one-year anniversary of Hurricane Andrew, residents of South Florida got word today of the first full-fledged Atlantic hurricane of 1993. This Atlantic hurricane is Hurricane Emily, now about 400 miles from Bermuda and picking up strength. Some weather forecasting computers put Emily on a possible track to the U.S. mainland, but no threat for at least a couple of days. Officials from 9 Midwestern states hit by the great floods of '93 held a summit meeting today in Des Moines, Iowa. They were given $125 million in federal funds to get started right away on rebuilding and repairing homes. It's now estimated up to 55,000 homes were damaged or destroyed in the floods.
It may be a long time before life gets back to normal in the flood zone, and even so, it's back to school time. Correspondent Vicki Mabry reports from one community where the new school term means reading, writing, and sludge.
The first day of school.
Our kindergarten is good morning.
Always an anxious time.
Go find the desk that has this letter on it.
Even more so for 60 students from flooded West Alton, Missouri. 13 Missouri school districts, including West Alton, are deep in river sludge. Nearly 6,000 students are being bused to dry schools. Their stories of summer vacation are flood nightmares.
We lost everything. You should have stayed inside our house if that mud just
It affects the kids like it does the parents, and it's hard on them. So my kids were excited.
West Alton students are lucky to have a place that offers stability when so much else in their lives is still up in the air. Some other young flood victims are not yet so fortunate. Valmeyer, Illinois, south of St. Louis, is cleaning up where the water has receded. There's so much damage, the entire town may be forced to move to higher ground.
I'm willing to go anywhere to save the Valmeyer school. It doesn't make any difference where they put it. It'll be Valmeyer and it'll be home.
Beginning September 8th, school this year will be in mobile trailers set up on the county fairgrounds.
I'm hoping our school comes back. I don't want to point to trailers and tell my kids this is where I went to school at.
The school supply room is a fairgrounds lemonade stand. Items have been donated from around the country.
With our sorrow for your loss and our prayers and hopes. I see a lot of anxiety right now and a lot of fear. I think when they come, they're going to be excited because that's going to be the only constant thing in their life.
It will be a tough year for academics. The flood has taught such terrible lessons already. But for thousands of children in the Midwest, school is the only community they have left. Vicki Mabry, CBS News, Orchard Farm, Missouri.
Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, Eye on America. Tonight, difficult decisions for mothers. Who will take care of the children when they no longer can?
Would you like to teach about the pictures that you...
Come on, stop. I'm begging you. I mean, what is this? Not just one plain flake, but countless. I'm overwhelmed. What? All right, so I'm doing a 180 here. It's simple. That's good. It crunches. Yeah, I could go for them. Okay? Okay.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes. You know you're killing me, right? Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Funny guy.
Taste them again for the first time.
They're all angels. But boy, did they make a mess. In my classroom, I have a cabinet full of brawny. Those thirst pockets are what do the trick. Spill after spill, day after day. At times, I lose it. Sometimes I'd like them to absorb the kids.
Only Brawny has thirst pockets. These unique absorbers make Brawny so good at soaking up spills.
Brawny gets to the mess before the mess gets to you.
We dreamed about a vacation in Hawaii, then diarrhea nearly ruined it. So I bought Imodium AD. It works better than others, often in one dose. Our diarrhea was gone, and we had a great time.
Imodium AD, the original prescription for one-dose relief.
Athlete's foot grows just beneath the surface of your skin, so that's where you have to get to cure it. Mycotin penetrates the skin surface with miconazole and kills the annoying fungus right where it starts. Mycotin penetrates, Mycotin cures.
What if your child told you a horror story? A mystery that shattered lives?
It's true. No one knows.
Eye to Eye with Connie Chung tonight.
If you're a parent, you've probably asked yourself this at one time or another. If something happens to me, what will happen to my kids? Well, for a growing number of mothers, Answering that question is taking on a special urgency. Correspondent Jacqueline Adams reports tonight's Eye on America.
That's Grandma and that's old Grandpa.
For most families, old photos are a link to the past. For Phyllis Sharp and her 6-year-old daughter Suchi, both infected with the virus that causes AIDS, photos are a link to the future.
This is my birthday.
What do you want Sushi to know about you? That I love her. And I did the best I could before I died. I didn't give in.
Child welfare workers took the newborn Suchi from Phyllis, then a crack addict, and placed her with Anna Lopez. Over the years, the birth mother and the foster mother grew close.
Who am I, baby? Oh, yes.
Finally today, Phyllis and Suchi's father are ready to appoint Anna the child's legal guardian, should Phyllis get sick and die of AIDS first.
This is something that has to be done. Why not do it now? Why wait until you're on your deathbed in a hospital? So eat up, okay?
But most mothers with AIDS do wait. The experts say they avoid making legal long-term plans for their children and instead rely on a grandmother or other relative or an already overburdened foster care system.
A woman has to admit that she is going to die. It's a very difficult step.
Only now are social scientists recognizing that AIDS is a family disease, likely to create 80 to 125,000 AIDS orphans nationwide by the year 2000. Here in New York City, the numbers are even more staggering. The Board of Health estimates that this year alone, 20,000 children will lose a parent to AIDS.
I think it's a potential social catastrophe because these are the most vulnerable of children. These children have the added burden of the death of a parent from a stigmatized disease. These kids are going to have a lot of problems. So to work a lot of that out beforehand is preventive medicine, you know.
Mary Beth has had 6 years to work it all out for her 2 healthy teenage children. 2 years ago, she married Silvio Pellegrini to give her kids security.
We didn't know whether I was going to live a year, and we wanted those plans really concrete, that if we were married, then, you know, Silvio would have the kids, and he would raise the kids.
You know, I would be lying if I would say I'm not worried about the future and sending and making sure the kids go to college and they have food on the table every night, you know.
Diane, the mother of 4 healthy children, learned she was HIV positive almost 2 years ago.
Do you want to deny the existence of the virus? Sometimes, because I don't have to think about how I'm not going to get to see my youngest grow up, or my oldest get married, or anything graduate high school.
I'm going to give you a sandwich.
Diane wants her kids to grow up together, but one of the 3 fathers, also HIV positive, won't cooperate.
He believes I'm taking the defeatist attitude. There's no reason for it. We don't have symptoms. We're not sick. That could be done at any time. So if anything happens, then these papers will be there and Sushi will go right to Anna without any problem.
As difficult as the decision was, Phyllis Sharp said she signed the papers. She formalized the arrangement with Anna because it was the best thing for her child.
Sushi won't be lost in the system like she was when she was removed before and all around these strange people. You know, it's enough for mothers dying and now, you know, you're being punished. She won't have to go through that.
But Suchi is the lucky one. Suchi is the exception. In New York, I'm Jacqueline Adams for Eye on America.
Anheuser-Busch's SeaWorld parks, the trust between our trainers and whales is built over time. Every year, we introduce over 10 million people to the creatures of the sea. We're hoping to help make what's true of SeaWorld true of the people and animals of the whole world. At Anheuser-Busch, that's our pledge and our promise.
Her name is Sarah, and she's lucky, because today she'll encounter egrets doing dances and alligators in the wild.
She'll see how other moms take care of their kids. And she'll be doing this, recycling, through a program of the National Park Service and its recycling partner, Dow.
We can make a difference in what tomorrow brings.
Together with the National Park Service and folks like Sarah.
Dow lets you do great things.
Ask her.
Jerry.
How long it took to pick out our Armstrong floor?
2 weeks.
Months.
Oh, but we can wash it in half the time with Armstrong no-rinse floor cleaner.
Look, the leading cleaner is about 20% oil. That can leave a sticky residue you have to rinse off. But with Armstrong, there's no sticky residue, no rinsing.
Totally clean in half the time.
More time to play!
Outside.
Armstrong Clean, in half the time.
So frustrating. I don't know why we can't get the receptor. Are you done with
Most people think we make medicines. Actually, our job is to find them.
I'm going to lunch. You coming?
No, I want to get this show running.
I'll see you down there then.
On the brink of discovery, Glaxo.
Yes, here it is.
It has raised hopes of hidden treasure and raised memories of war fought half a century ago. A German submarine lost off the coast of Denmark in World War II has now been found and brought to the surface. Senior European correspondent Tom Fenton has the pictures and the story.
U-boat 534 rose from the sea like a ghost of World War II. Shrouded with mud and carrying a full load of torpedoes, she still looked menacing. Hitler's U-boats sank millions of tons of Allied shipping. But at the end of the war, a special submarine flotilla was used to ferry treasure and high-ranking Nazis out of Germany. U-boat 534 may have been on such a mission when she was sunk by an RAF bomber on May 5th, 1945.
She looks very well preserved. 48 years down there, huh?
Watching the salvage operation are the men who tried to kill each other that day, the survivors of the German crew who narrowly escaped death, and the navigator of the British bomber that sank the sub. His feelings haven't changed.
With all deference to everybody who's worked hard, I wish I had another depth charge to put it to the bottom again. I hate U-boats. Always have.
With the mud removed, the submarine is in surprisingly good condition. The ammunition looks as if it just came out of the box, and these bottles of 1936 vintage Rhine wine are still intact, as were boxes of condoms. Nothing else will be touched until the submarine has been completely disarmed. The boat will eventually become a museum piece like this British warship. And whether or not the salvagers find any looted treasure or secret Nazi documents, it will still be a unique time capsule. Tom Fenton, CBS News, London.
And that's our news. If you're a pet lover, you won't want to miss tonight's Eye to Eye. A lot of people out there would like to get their paws on your dog and sell it to a laboratory. We'll have that. And we'll take you to a town turned upside down by one boy's horrifying story. See if you believe him. That's Eye to Eye tonight at 9, 8 Central Time. I'm Connie Chung. See you then.
And I'm Dan Rather. Thanks for choosing CBS News. Good night, everybody.
Good night.